Ocean and Continent, Chapter 2, Social Science, Class 6। ओशन और कंटिनेंट के बारे में हम डिटेल में आज डिस्कस करेंगे। हम स्टार्ट करेंगे कि हमारा जो प्लैनेट अर्थ है उसे वाई वी कॉल्ड इट एज द ब्लू प्लैनेट, व्हाट इज़ द ओशन, व्हाट इज़ द लैंड मास, distribution of water and land, importance of the ocean and continent, the 5 ocean, life in the ocean, island, continent, इसके बारे में हम डिटेल में आज डिस्कस करेंगे। Before going to the detail, we are the S&A learning tree. We are basically the group of teacher. Our aim is to help you. यदि आपको किसी भी स्लाइड में कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है किसी भी सब्जेक्ट में, पुट इन द कमेंट, आवर टीम विल डेफिनेटली रीच टू यू। चलिए आइए डिटेल में हम पढ़ने की कोशिश करते हैं कि वाई अर्थ कॉल्ड द ब्लू प्लैनेट। When we look at the earth from the space, it mostly look blue in color. But why does that happen? It because very large part of the earth surface is covered with the water, almost 3/4 of it. The rest of the surface, which is land, look like brown or the green depend upon the forest or the desert part. Since water is more than land, earth shines like a blue ball in the sky. That is why the first astronaut who went to the space called our planet the blue planet. So whenever you see globe or the picture of the earth, notice carefully. Most of it is a blue, and that's blue represent water. एग्जाम्पल की तौर पर यदि हम समझने की कोशिश करते हैं, एक फुटबॉल लेते हैं एंड इफ यू द पॉइंट 3/4 ऑफ इट्स ब्लू एंड द रिमेनिंग 1/4 ब्राउन और द ग्रीन, then hold it up, it will look very similar to the earth from the space. That's exactly how our astronauts see earth when they look down from this spacecraft. Let's see what is the ocean and the land mass. Now that we know earth is a blue planet because it has more water than land, let's look at these two big parts. One is the ocean, one is the land mass. Okay, we are going to discuss ocean and the land mass. So these are the basically the land mass here, and these things are the ocean. So let's discuss about the ocean. Ocean are the largest water bodies. So these are the largest, the big area, largest water body on the earth. They cover most of the earth surface, are connected to each other. Okay, so like this, these are the connected, they are the connected to each other. Ocean are very important because they help control the climate. For the example, they bring rainfall, they keep temperature balanced. This is our India. So when we have the monsoon, this monsoon is we are getting from the ocean. If ocean not exist, definitely there is no any monsoon. Let's come to the land part. Land make up just the little more than 1/4 of the earth surface. So this is 3/4. This 1/4 part is the land. The total land, this land, total land on the earth is the approx 1/4. Only 1/4. Rest 3/4 part is the ocean here. The land has been seen in the brown or the green on the globe is where the people, animals or the plant live. Some part we look at the green, some part this is the brown. So it is represent as the tree forest. This is represent as the desert. Some white color, the ice part. Large continuous area of the land is called land mass. The very big land mass is called continent. So these are the continent. Big mass, big, the big one. This is the continent. Think of the pizza. If you cut into the 4 equal slice, one slice would be the land and the 3 slice would be the ocean. That how earth surface is divided. And just like how every house belongs to the neighborhood, India belongs to the continent of the Asia. So where is the India? This is the India. Where is the Asia? This is the Asia part. Okay. Now we will go and detail to see the distribution of water and land. Now children, let's look at the how water and the land are spread across our earth. In the northern hemisphere, basically there are two things, northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. The top half of the globe we found more land. That's why the most big countries like India, the China and the America are in the northern hemisphere, but in the southern hemisphere, these are the southern hemisphere. These are the southern hemisphere. The bottom half of the globe, there's more water than the land. That's why you see the big ocean like the Pacific and the Southern Ocean there. Also remember the ocean contains salty water, so we cannot drink it. This is the water in the ocean, so it's very easy to drink the water. The water crisis is going to be resolved, but one of the biggest challenge, the ocean water is salty. We cannot directly drink it. The water we actually use come from the fresh water resource. So what are the fresh water resource? We have the river, we have the lake, we have the glacier and the underground water. For example, we drink water from the Ganga river, not from the salty Indian Ocean. Now, importance of the ocean and the continent. We try to understand this part also. So basically ocean and the land are the earth pattern. They work together to make life possible. Ocean bring us the rainfall. It gives us the oxygen, provide lot of the food. Continent on the other hand, where we live, that is the land, our home, farms, forest, city are all on the land. For example, the monsoon rain in the India that farmer wait for every year. Do you know where they comes from? Yes, they are come from the ocean. Now let's come to the ocean part. So basically we have 5 different ocean. The wonderful ocean in the world, the Pacific Ocean. This area is known as the Pacific, the largest of all. Atlantic Ocean, this part here. Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, this is the Indian Ocean here. Arctic Ocean, the smallest and the icy, this part is the Arctic Ocean. Southern Ocean, this is the Southern Ocean. But remember, these oceans are not really separated. So there is no any wall, there is no any separate boundaries which is going to separate these oceans. It is interconnected over here. It is interconnected over here. It is interconnected over here. This part, this part, this part, interconnected. There is no defined some wall, some boundaries. So it is completely going to be separate. It is not there. They all are connected and the water flow freely between them. We live in the land, we see the life in the land, but let's see the life in the ocean. Oceans are not empty, they are the full of life. We have the marine plant, algae, the marine animals, fish, dolphin, whales. Different part of the ocean have the different creature. Near the surface you see bright coral reef, while the deep dark water, these are the strange and the mysterious animals. Coral reef, also called the rainforest of the sea, where they are home to the thousands of the species. So this part always try to remember at any time. Coral reef is called the rainforest of the sea. Now let's come to the ocean and the natural disaster. So basically ocean help us to give rain, cloud and the rain, but sometimes they can also cause disaster. They form cloud that bring as the rainfall, but they can also create cyclone which are violent storm with the heavy wind and the rain. And sometimes under the ocean and the earthquake can happen. This can cause the tsunami, huge wave that travels very far and can flood coastal area. So basically the tsunami part, we have the tectonic plate under the ocean. This is the ocean part. And so when we have this type of volcano, when we have the earthquake under the sea water, so one wave is going to be generated. This type of wave is going to be generated. This is this is the tsunami. For example, in 2004, tsunami in the Indian Ocean caused terrible damage in India, Sri Lanka and many other countries. Let's few things talk about the continent. Now we are going to talking about the continent. So 7 widely Asia, this is the Asia part here, not exactly some of the boundaries with attached to the Europe, but roughly I just make this one. Where is the Africa? So this is the part of the Africa here. North America, this is the part of the North America. Where is the South America? This is the South America. Antarctica, Europe, this is the part of the Europe here. And the Australia, completely separate out. So basically we have the 7 continent, large land mass are the called continent. These are the 7. Always try to remember this name from the size. Different counting of the continent. Some peoples count differently. If you join Africa, Europe and Asia together, they called Eurasia. So what exactly the Eurasia part? Eurasia is basically the Africa, Europe and the Asia. Some count 4, 5 or the 6 continent, depend upon how they combine. But the most accepted way is to say there are the 7 continents. Have you seen the Olympic ring? They represent 5 continents: Africa, America, Asia, Australia and the Europe. For example, sometimes North and the South America are counted as the single continent called America. Let's see about the island. Beside continent, we also have the island, and the island is the small piece of the land surrounded by the water on all sides. The land are much smaller than the continent, but there are millions of them on the earth. For example, Sri Lanka near India is the famous island. So always we have the differentiation: what is the island, what is the continent. Island is very small as compared to the continent, and the continent is very big as compared to the island. Sri Lanka is the island. It is completely surrounded by the water, all 4 sides. Ocean and the life on the earth. Oceans are not just water. They are the life giver. They are the part of the water cycle. They help from the cloud that give us rain. They produce more than half of the oxygen that we breathe. They also control the climate by spreading the heat around the earth. Imagine this: if there were no ocean, earth would turn into the dry, hot desert where life could not survive. Let's see about the human and the ocean, how they are linked. Humans have always depend upon the ocean. In history, peoples used ocean to travel, to discover new island. They used them to trade between the countries. Ocean have always provide food, especially fish. And the ocean also appear in many myth and the legend. The story of the sea gods, monster, the hidden treasure. For example, the story of mermaid were shows how people imagine in the inspiration by the people by the sea. So these are the human and the ocean. Lot of story, the lot of advantage, the lot of fun, lot of treats, travel. Some of the let's come to the some tick abhi. So Earth is called the blue planet because Earth cover most of the surface. Ocean make up 3/4 of the Earth and the land come of the 1/4. 5 oceans, 7 continent. Ocean give us the rain, oxygen and the food, regulate our climate. Most important, if want life on the earth to continue, we must protect our ocean. So okay, this is the end, not the end but the journey started. If anyone have any type of confusion, any type of doubt, please put in the comment. Definitely our group of teacher will reach you and definitely we are going to help you. Thanks.